Tools and top solutions. What you'll learn is how you can set up your business and run it all using free resources. Currently, I use two pieces of tools to run my business. And one of them, which is Podio, which I'm going to show you guys all about. And another one is a system that I had developed. It's really the main system that I'm using right now. Podio was the resource that I started using when I wanted to structure my real estate deals and my marketing and strategies and so on. It's a contact relationship management system that anyone can use to manage their system. Now, I'm going to also show you a drop-dead marketing strategy that you can do that is just crazy cool. Now, what I mean by that, it will have your phone ringing off the hook. One of the biggest challenges you guys will have as investors is, what do you say when that phone rings? Well, how do you get the phone to ring, first of all? That's the biggest question. Well, it's a matter of having a process in place that will do the work for you, but it's going to also train you to be comfortable doing the work afterwards. And that's what we're going to show you today. Give you a little bit of information about myself. And I've probably told this to some of you guys here, but starting out in life, it wasn't very easy. I grew up in the projects of East Baltimore, Dunbar projects. And my first few jobs I had was that in security. Working with John Hopkins Hospital, working at Sherwin-Williams plant, working in a lot of different security jobs. But I said, I got to step up. I got to find something else to do. But the reason why I was working these jobs was because I dropped out of school in 9th grade. And then I went back. So I always say if a 10th grade dropout can do this business so good. And trust me when I say that. I was looking for a better way than John Hopkins Hospital. So I went ahead and said, I know what I can do. I'm going to sell vacuum cleaners. So I started knocking around on people's doors, in West Baltimore, Catonsville, selling Kirby vacuum cleaners. $1,400 a pop. And I mean, I was so good at it, I didn't sell not one. But what I learned from that lesson was that if I can go and knock on the door and talk to a homeowner and try to sell them a vacuum cleaner, I can talk to anyone. It's just a matter of knowing what to say and convincing that person that you know what you're saying. And that's the truth. So from that point in time, my confidence was high. And then what do you know? Mr. Carlton Sheets came on late night television. So I said, oh, shucks, no money down? Buying real estate? I was so excited, I didn't buy his course not one time. Not 2 times. I bought this course 3 different times. The 3rd time I actually opened it up. I know how many of you guys relate to that. Because a lot of times you buy these courses and you want to learn these strategies and stuff. And I'm the first person to tell you, there's nothing wrong with seminars and courses and stuff like that. Because that was the catalyst that propelled me to want to learn. But what I've learned from those things was, that's just one piece of the puzzle. To get a full piece of your puzzle, you need somebody here in your area that's going to move those pieces together for you. Not somebody in Utah that's on a phone that's going to tell you how to do a deal here in Baltimore. Because it's not going to work. They don't have what the knowledge you need here in Maryland. So that was the biggest piece I learned from that puzzle. Learn from someone local. And that's what I did. I learned from an investor who I said, I was told you was the best guy to learn real estate investing from. And he had a business here in Maryland. And he was flourishing. He was crushing it. So I said, what can I do to be a part of what you already have? He said, well, I don't know. You tell me. You got to realize, people that are making money, they want you to tell them how you can help them make money. Not how they can help make you money. So you got to make yourself valuable to them. So I said, well, I'm willing to work in your business for free. 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. My salary was $50 a week and lunch. And I worked with him for 8 whole months. That's how I got started in this business. Working with him for those 8 months was the most important thing I did in my life. Because after working with him, I became a full-time investor. I went out on my own. I've done over 300 types of deals. And I'm talking about all kinds of deals. My biggest deal I ever did was a $3.5 million apartment building deal right in downtown Baltimore. We bought 32 different buildings. That was the biggest commercial deal I ever did. I've done several hundreds of real estate investor deals, residential, you name it. Not to mention that. Had the opportunity to work with, mentor, coach, and teach some of the biggest and most successful people in the country. My companies have managed for campaigns for, done consulting work for, and these are just investor clients that we work with and people that we've educated. Van Myrtle, Marcel, Mark, Alan, Captain Pete, Kenneth, Kenny Russian, Bill Fell. All these people are people who my marketing company have worked with and also helped consult in their business. Here's my brand. Page One Success, the Mad Scientist. That's my marketing company. We work with marketing firms. We work with different businesses all around the country doing marketing for them. Real Deal Meetup with Kenneth and I. And City House Hunters. City House Hunters is my real estate brand. Where Chucky Buy Yucky houses come from. Where we place tenants come from, and so on. So these are my 3 business models. Here's what I do. Wholesaling, rehabbing, tenant placement, got a guaranteed rent program, website design, SEO and SEM marketing, consulting, speaking, and coaching. I have over 47 consulting clients, 19 website design clients, 22 SEM, SEO campaigns, 272 house hunters, 32 of them are active, 1 project manager. I use VAs a lot in my business, so if you ever have any questions about how do you work with VAs all around the world, trust me, I can give you those answers. What's a VA? Virtual assistant. Thanks for setting me up. I'm sorry. SEO means search engine optimization. SEM means search engine marketing. So if you need to get on a page, first page of Google, so you can get leads, that's what we do. We got 1 classified poster VA, 2 software developers, 3 real estate agents, 1 CPA, 1 attorney, 2 primary title companies, 2 general contractors, and numerous handymen and so on that work for and with my company. We did 4 wholesale deals last month, 1 in Houston, and a total of 8 tenant placement deals, 4 wholesale deals, and 1 guaranteed rent deal in the month of November. And all of that was set up and tracked with a program called Podio. Podio is a free system that also has a paid version that's online. I'm going to show it to you. Now, what Podio allows you to do is to create a workflow for your work. Now, here's what I mean by workflow. Your business revolves around the flow of information going in and out through a process. What needs to happen when the phone rings? What steps have to be from phone ring to closing? This system will do that for you. This system will track your marketing. This system will track your leads. This system will track your buyers list, your sellers list, and so on. Show you how easy it is. Right now, what my team would do, when we go into the system, they would get something that's called a unfortunately, my internet connection here is a little bit slow, so bear with me a little bit. When a call comes through, the first thing that happens is the workflow begins. This is what I call the workflow for the seller leads. When a seller calls us and say, we have a lead. We get the property address. We put in the actual lead date. We also put in the actual date in which the lead came in. Pictures, if the actual property has pictures. Contact person, whom that actual person is working with, who's actually working that lead. What type of lead source? Did it come from Bandit Signs? Did it come from Bird Dogs? Did it come from Craigslist? And so on. Is it a hot lead? Is it a warm lead? Is it a cold lead? Seller's name, address, and so on. And then it also goes into the questions in which you ask about the seller. How long are you trying to move this property? What is the actual address? What can you tell me about the property condition? Is there a mortgage on the property? Is it free and clear? And so on. So my VAs have this whole lead sheet right in front of them as they're talking to the sellers. And what it does, it allows you to actually give your team a work form. Each flow you create is given a link. So when we get a phone call, this is what comes up on their screen. And all they do is fill in the blanks. Then it goes into the system, and the workflow begins. At different stages in the system, the contact person is notified that new leads came in, notified need to contact the actual title company, notified need to market the property, need to show the property, to go to closing, and so on. And when I say this is so drop dead simple to use, it is so drop dead simple to create. And you can easily create this workflow for your business. I'm going to show you exactly how you create one right now. When you log into the system, a new, what you would call workflow, is called an app. That's just a conversion. Now, all you're doing is creating a new app. I'm going to choose to build your own app. Podio also have apps that's already built. And what I mean by that, workflows that's already in place that you could use that other users have already created. They have apps in there that could run your whole real estate brokerage. They have apps in there that could run title companies. They have apps in there that could create different types of workflows depending on what business you have. And it's not just for real estate. It's for any business. You can build a workflow. Now, is there any questions right now?
Is there a way to make it this like this one?
We're in it right now.
I mean, how did I do that access?
Yeah, there's no free access. The Wi-Fi here is called, I think it's Arbutus Library. You have to log into it.
So does it have a drip campaign that will take and kind of contact the client every once in a while, like what you're ready to put the place up in the market?
Marty asks, does it have a drip campaign for the client that would automatically set the actual process in place? No. But what it does have is notification for you to start the drip campaign. So if in your process, once you get a lead, you have John, who is your VA, who is doing your follow-up campaign, he will receive an email that says, John, start the follow-up campaign, new lead just came in. So that's what it has built in. This is a desktop application, plus it also has a mobile app interface as well. So you can do it on your mobile phone. 1 hour. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Because there's no programming involved in this. It's just setting up your business workflow. It's just filling in the blank.
Did you say it was free?
It's absolutely free for the basic service. And that's all you need is the basic service. Because the basic service will run your whole real estate business. Everything I'm showing you right now is the basic service. Let's set up a workflow. First of all you need to do is give the workflow a name. Let's call this, what is your, give me any company. Okay. Now, I just gave my workflow a name. Now, all I'm doing now is telling my workflow what I want to show as part of the flow. What I need. If this is a lead workflow, give me something you need from a lead. What do you need? Okay. Name. And I'm going to just ask for, name is only one single line of text, right? That's it. Do I want to make this a required field? Yes. It's done. Now, what else do you need? What else do you need?
If you want to say, if you wanted last name first name last, you could spell that out.
You can put in there exactly what that field is for the end user, for you, your company to look at.
Okay.
Right. Now, what else I want? So the address is also text, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to move it over. I just put in the next one. Address. Single line of text. Required. What else? Phone number. That's also another text field. Right. Now, we're not going to go through everything. I'm just going to show you some of the major stuff. Now, multiple choice. You want to know, is this a single-family house? Is this a detached house? Is this a townhouse, row house? So all you got to do is just choose the actual question field. Only one answer or multiple answers. If you only want to know if it's a single-family house, multi-family house, whatever, that's only a one question field, right? One question is already asked. So, type of property. I just put something on what type of property is supposed to go to the top. And then I'll put in single family. Now, I want another question. Multifamily. Townhome. So put down all the different choices that my caller could have. Condo. Now remember, so let's leave it at that. So we have that one done. Now what other field do you want? Maybe you want pictures for the property, right? Yeah. So you need pictures. Image. You just slide over. Next, I want to add an image field. Property. Pictures. That's how easy it is to create your workflow. Once you finish creating your workflow, you just go to the bottom and you hit Save App. Your workflow is now saved. It's called Keller Williams. You click on it, it's open. And then you just basically have your team start filling in your actual Keller Williams worksheet. Here's your form. You get a web form address, a link. That's the link right there that you give to your workers. And here's the actual form that you just created.
So you can pull that up while you're on the phone talking.
Or on your cell phone. Or on your cell phone. And it automatically goes into the data management system and calculates how many leads you got. Where the lead came from. Based on the actual fields you wanted to capture. This can manage your whole lead generation. Your whole buyers. Your whole sellers. Not only that. I'll show you something. On one, let's go over here. This is our main form. Click on this. This is the form right here. You see this part right here? 50%? That tells me how far in the process of closing we are in that deal. We're at the 50% mark. The property is on Broadway. It's actually 3 bedrooms. And how you're able to measure it is initiate closing process. It tells me what part of the actual transaction we are on that deal. It tells me the person who's working that deal. It tells me was it a hot lead or cold lead, seller name, address, email address, phone number, row home type, and everything. You could actually literally set up and run your whole investment business using that app. Any questions regarding that? It's free. Once again, some of you guys don't believe free is free, but it is free. It is free. And I'm one of the first persons that will tell you that some of the most valuable things in life is free. How much does air cost? But the point I'm trying to make is, some gift horses, or horse, you do have to look in the mouth and say, that's the catch. There's a catch. But this isn't one of them. This is a system that you can use to grow your business. And the learning curve really is 1 hour, guys. Trust me, what you just got finished seeing is basically dragging the field over and creating your workflow. The hardest part for the new investor is, what is my workflow? What questions do I ask? and so on. I got a sheet I'm going to give each and every last one of you guys. It's called the Seller Questionnaire. And you can use that to create your workflow. Any other questions regarding this? Yes. Inside of there, they actually have free tutorial to show you how to use it.
Once you get out of this field and you input, can you export them to like Excel?
You can download it to Excel. Exactly. Exactly. Any other questions? Okay. Tool number one.
Real quick, you would recommend building your own over like the whole thing.
Say it again.
I think you recommend building your own like you were showing that.
Well,
as opposed to
I'm a computer. I like control. Building my own, I'm guaranteed to have what I want in it. Now, you don't have to do that. They have built-in apps in the system that's already built for management. You can, a lot of the stuff that's in there is stuff you're not even going to use. So you're doing more deleting than adding. Any other questions?
Charles, as you use it as a CRM system, can you send emails from it?
You can send emails to your team from it. You can also put in, let's say, the actual owners as part of a segmentation, and it can send them an email as well. So yes, you can.
Is this the same thing like on our website when you push on buyers or sellers list or something?
Yes. That's how we've used it. Our prime buyers list is on this system. We've got about 47 main buyers that work with us all the time. And those buyers are on this system. These are buyers that pay us up front to find deals. A lot of the deals you guys don't see me sending out because I have buyers that we charge $3,000 to be on this buyers list. And they come straight to them. But then once we can't sell it to that list, then we'll bring it out to the regular list. So we have a prime buyers list and we have a regular buyers list. Oh, we're doing it. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful strategies you guys will ever learn. And it's using a system called slide out.
Oh, slide out. Yeah, that is good.
Now, I'm going to show you the process. First of all, slide out, SLYDIAL, is a website that also has an app that allows you to call a phone and have it go straight to voicemail. Now, that's what the people used to use it for. They used to use it so that they wouldn't have to talk to somebody. They would say, let's say somebody called you and you didn't want to talk to them. Hey, Charles, what's going on, man? I tried to reach you. You got picked up your phone. What's going on, Charles? So if I don't want to talk to that person, I would slide out them. And it would go directly to their voicemail. Greg, I'm trying to reach you. Pick up your phone. So Greg is like, well, I'm trying to call Charles, but I can't reach Charles. But Charles will even need voice messages on my phone. So that's what slide dial was do. 2 years ago, I introduced this to the investors in one of my presentations that I did in Florida. And I told them how they could use slide dial in their business to get leads. Next thing you know, I saw a guru teaching my strategy about 3 months ago. And I said, I ain't receiving any royalties for that. But anyway, here's the strategy. And it is cool. I mean, this is gorgeous. You have a problem. You investors. You don't like throwing stuff up against the wall and calling people and trying to figure out what you say to people and all this stuff when you're calling them. Because most of the time when you cold call somebody, it's uncomfortable. It's not a good situation. You're cold calling perhaps a deal. The key features to the slide out strategy is using it with Craigslist. Guys, this year alone, I've gotten about 5 deals from Craigslist. Sorry, how many deals from Craigslist you got?
This year, right about 5 or 6. Just got one yesterday.
Say that again?
Just got right about 5 or 6. Just got one yesterday.
So when somebody say there isn't any deals on Craigslist, they don't know what they're doing on Craigslist. Because there are plenty of deals on Craigslist. And the strategy that we're using to get these deals off of Craigslist is a slide out strategy. My VA will do about 35 to 50 calls a day to the actual properties that's in the for rent section, for sale section. The process, slide out, Craigslist, call back, negotiate, yes, or no. And this is what happens. My VA will get on the phone and she will start calling ads in the for rent section and for sale section. And she will leave a message on their voicemail. I saw your property on Craigslist. I just want to know if you're interested in selling it. We're looking to buy 3 houses in your area this month. If you can be a little bit flexible in the price, please give me a call back. Now, this message went straight to the seller of the house cell phone. One obstacle that it does, it makes you out to be a real person and not a scammer or a flim-flammer. Because the message was called. You know how many people are afraid of Craigslist replies? Because they're afraid somebody is going to hijack their property, going to try to sell their property without their knowledge. So you actually called the person and left a message on their voicemail. That's the one hurdle it overcomes. Social proof. The second hurdle it overcomes. The person is only calling you back if they're interested in working with you. So now, you're not dealing with I hope this works. I'm going to throw this up against the wall and maybe I'm going to have a deal. You're calling with people that say, hey, that sounds like something interesting. I may want to do that. It's a whole different feeling when you're an investor, when you get a call back, than when you have to call someone. And that's the key to the strategy. You do 25 to 35 of these a day, you will get 10, 12, 15 calls a day from people that you can now negotiate and work out strategies to buy their houses. Now, what strategies? Wholesaling, tenant placement, guaranteed rent. Those are the deals that we are getting with these strategies. Wholesaling, I don't need to explain to you those. Wholesaling, we average between $3,000 and $7,000 per deal. Tenant placement, $1,000 to $1,500 per tenant placement deal. Guaranteed rent, anywhere between $400 to $600 a month on guaranteed rent deals. All from using slide dial strategy as a catalyst to initiate the conversation. You can use slide dial with any website that gives you telephone numbers. We use it with Zillow. We use it with Backpage. We use it with Craigslist. We use it with ForSaleByOwner.com. The slide dial strategy will work in any one of those avenues. Any questions about this? Let's vote again.
That's more just with so accurate.
good thing because 85% of the people that put their information on classified sites use their cell phone. People don't want you to know their home phone number. They want to give you their cell phone number.
So if you dial a home phone, does it just not go through? Or?
Correct.
Okay.
It will just not go through. Now, what my VA is doing, she is letting me know every day how many slide dial calls we made. She's putting the actual information to which ad we called from Craigslist, which company was it, Xylo, where it was at, and so on. And I get a spreadsheet every day of the amount of calls that came in and the actual calls that were given and so on.
I downloaded it, but I've been using it for all the reviews, and I said after the first week old, so it's 10 cents.
Don't charge you anything. I've been doing it for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I'm supposed to accept how much it is, but
You can use it as many times as you want.
There's an upgrade though for it.
Yes,
So-
there is an upgrade. Now, the upgrade is if you don't want to hear an ad while you're waiting to slide out. Because while you're waiting to slide out, they're going to say, hey, you can upgrade the slide out by doing this, yada, yada, yada. If not, thank you. Go ahead and complete your call. That's what slide out is. You have information about that? Any questions about that? Now, do you think you can start getting leads? You still don't think you can start getting leads?
I was just sitting there thinking how good you are, man.
I mean, this alone could be one of the biggest marketing strategies you use. It's just a matter of having someone make those calls and leave that message for that person to call you back.
where did you get this calling VA virtual assistants?
Question is, where do you get virtual assistants? I've had mine for a number of years. You can actually get them from Elance, E-L-A-N-C-E. You can get them from Odesk. I'm putting it on the board. You can get them from Get a Freelancer. Now, I hire my own because I need somebody that's reliable, that's going to work for me. So these are the ones that work for me. But when you're just starting out, you can go to these locations and sign up and get virtual assistants. Now, there's a training process involved with it. You've got to let the person know your workflow. You've got to let the person know what you need them to do. You can't be paying somebody so much money every month and you don't even have a workflow that you want them to do. A marketing plan. Each and every one of you should have at least 3 marketing strategies you're doing each month. At least 3. No less than 3. So what I showed you about the Craigslist strategy, that's only one strategy. You should have at least 3.
Just for more information on the VAs, if you are looking for VAs, you can go to 123 employees.
Okay.
It's a good website. It's a little bit expensive, but they'll train the employees for you, and you won't have to worry about them not working or, because they're actually in the office space where you have a manager in it, and they make sure they work their work. It's good for real estate agents and also for website development.
123 employees. .com. Now, well, I hire them. I hire them for my company. Well, I originally got my VAs from Elance and my project manager. And that was 7 years ago. That's where I originally got it from.
And the other thing is too, is that you only charge like minimal, now like $5. Right.
Yeah, there's a rank. Now, the other aspect of this. One of the other key marketing strategies we use is the Craigslist postings. And the reason why I'm bringing this one back up again is because Craigslist recently made some changes. And one of the changes was they will no longer take HTML images ads. Now, first thing I said, well, what does that mean? For you, what that means was that you are no longer able, if you're using the strategy that I taught, you were no longer able to post 5, 7, 8 ads a day, 7 days a week. But I showed these guys here how to do that. We still doing it. So I started thinking there has to be a way around that. And there really is a way around the recent changes. Let me show you what that way is. These are a recent campaign. This is a recent campaign we did on Maryland Best Rentals. One of my clients is a company, a real estate brokerage. Actually got a bunch of brokerages. One is in Toledo, Flex Realty. And they want us to post ads on Craigslist for them to drive traffic to their website, yada, yada, yada. With this marketing strategy, with the Craigslist strategy, you're able to post, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ads a day. How do you do it? First part of the actual process is creating your ad. Your ad is a PowerPoint slide. So the process of your ad starts off as a PowerPoint slide. Now what do I mean by that? Let me show you. Let's say I wanted to create an ad out of this image. Now, the ad, of course, would have a picture of the product. In fact, let me show you one of the ads. This is all this is nothing more than a PowerPoint slide that I made an image out of. So I created in PowerPoint by putting an image of the property interior, exterior. I created my telephone number and just put the normal words you would have. But I made it from PowerPoint. Are you following me so far? Okay. Now, once you make it as PowerPoint, all you're doing is using a free tool that's called Gene. That's what you see at the top. Gene will allow you to make anything on your screen an image. J-I-N-G. So, what I'm doing, once I made my PowerPoint slide, I'm going to take my Gene and I'm going to highlight the area that I want to be an image. I just made an image. That's what Gene allows you to do. Gene is a website made by TechSmith, the owners of Camtasia. Now, once I've made that into an image, it's right here, and it tells you you can either capture it as an image, or, and I use this as a tool that I also use to teach my VAs, or you can make it into a video. So I could record the screen and start telling my VA what I need them to do. Hey, Joanne, what I need you to do is I need you to put an image here, put an image here, and so on. When you get finished with that, give me a call. This is Charles. Now, what I just did was created a video. Now, unfortunately, the sound isn't up here, and this is what the video I just made. So, it's free. Free. I'm showing you stuff that's going to be free. So Gene is absolutely free. It's called Gene, J-I-N-G, by TechSmith. Now, how you use it in Craigslist is that I'm going to take it and make it an image, capture as image. Something you need to know about Craigslist. Craigslist knows that you're using the same post because of the same information that you use multiple times. So, if Craigslist allows you to put HTML in the actual ad. So all you need to do, this ad is called, this is scientific, the name of this ad is, bang. I'm just showing you the way we do it. So you can come up with your own method for creating an image. Any way you want to do it. So let's put it in file 1 4. Now, if you want to post 5 times a day, you make 5 different images. Okay, I need another image. I want to post another post. Now, I want to make this one a real tricky name. Save it. It's going in the folder. Now, I'm going to do it again. I need another image. Now remember, because I'm going to post 5 times a day, once an hour, which means you could post 3 days in a row. On your 4th day, all you have to do is renew the first day of postings. You no longer have to use this strategy. So what you'll do, every day, 5 times a day, 1 hour, I will post an ad on Craigslist. I will change the actual post title. I will change the actual address. I'm sorry, the actual image. If you really want to get sophisticated with it, you can even change your IP address. If you're just doing 5 to 7 posts a day, you don't need to do that. But we post for companies all around the country. So we do a lot of different IP address changes and so on, and multiple Craigslist, and multiple Gmail accounts and so on. But you could literally just do that. What I just showed you. Change the title, change your image, and post once every hour, 5, 6, 7 days a week. I would do no more than 5 to 7 ads a day.
So could you do a video from that Gene and put it on Craigslist?
Say that again?
Can you do a video on Craigslist?
No.
From Gene, is like you did?
What you used to be able to do was put a clickable link. Craigslist don't allow that anymore. Craigslist used to allow you to make a post where you're able to click on it.
Right.
I used to do that with videos. But what the key to my post on Craigslist, 1 call to action. The most powerful call to action you can get is someone calling you. So I have my telephone number on, notice I usually have my telephone number at least 3 times on any marketing piece I'm doing on Craigslist. And up there at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom. That's the strength of your call to action.
Charles,
Yes.
is that your number?
That is a call tracking number. Now what I mean by that, the key to what you're doing, everything has to be trackable. Everything. What the call tracking tells you or shows you is where the call came from. So every marketing strategy we do, we put tracking numbers on those marketing strategies so that the marketing can be measured to 35 calls from Craigslist, 18 calls from direct mail, 45 calls from pay-per-click marketing, 17 calls from the website, 16 calls from Xylo. So we use various numbers for each campaign so we can measure where the actual tracking and actual call came from. Last but not least is my favorite strategy for Facebook. Now, people say you can't get deals off of Facebook. Not only can you get deals, but you get buyers off of Facebook very much. Piece of software is called Social Lead Freak. Social Lead Freak. Social Lead Freak will allow you to go into any Facebook group and take and allow you to create an ad campaign and only go to those people. Now, here's what I mean by that. You want real estate investors. I type in here, real estate investors. Do a search. And then Social Lead Freak will find me all the real estate investor groups on Facebook. Then I click on it. And some of your faces may come up here. I'm actually able $645 members. 645 real estate investors. Now, what I do with this information, I download the IDs of all the members of this particular group in every group that has real estate investors, and I create what's called a power ad in Facebook using Facebook Power Editor. Facebook Power Editor will allow me to only create an ad campaign going to a specific group. So if I want to find buyers, I do a search for buying groups. If I want to buy sellers, I do a search for real estate investors. If I want to buy private money lenders, I find private money lender groups. And then I will do a targeted campaign where the Facebook ad campaign will pull out only the people in the groups that are in Berlin. If I'm in D.C., that are in D.C. If I'm in Hawaii, they're in Hawaii, and so on, and so on, and so on. It creates a targeted direct marketing campaign to that group. My coaching student is using this right now, and we are crushing it right now. I'm telling you. You can get leads off of Facebook to buy houses, sell houses, and so on. Any questions about this?
Where do you find the social lead?
Do a search on Google, Social Lead Freak, bam. I'm a Facebook guy. Any other questions? No, it's going to their, remember, when you're a member of a group, it's going to show up on their timeline as a post. Facebook allows you to create what's called sponsored posts. It also allows you to create the ads, which are called right side ads. I like creating sponsored posts because it gives you more real estate where it's actual image or video or whatever. So the ad could actually be a video of my services, of my house I'm trying to sell or whatever. And I'm using it on there. It's called sponsored posts. One of the workshops we're going to give you is going to be a workshop on how to do Facebook ads. Social Lead Freak? Yeah, Facebook will charge you a cost for using that ad network. So Facebook will charge you. The last campaign I did, my charge was $86. I got one deal, I got one private lender, and I got over 500 views, and about 32 people came to this meeting. And I did it for last month's meeting. So we used a Facebook ad campaign to drive traffic to come to this meeting last month. Any other questions? Going once?